Hey guys, welcome to another episode. This time we're camping and I'm testing out my brand new DIY hammock setup. Come on, you got to check this thing out. So guys, I just went outside. I was just pulling into the park. Went to buy some firewood last night. And I just couldn't bring myself to do it. I did bring a bag of purchased firewood, but I needed a little bit more. And so I just brought my chainsaw. And right outside the park, I saw a fallen down tree. I'll keep that firewood under there to keep it protected. You'll see how in just a minute. But we got Hurricane Francine hitting Louisiana as we speak. And so we're not feeling anything here, but I think some rain bands are going to be coming through. So I want to get my shelter set up and my hammock. So when and if that rain comes through, we're good to go and our firewood stays dry. I'm super excited about this hammock setup. That one bar, it's the only place it hooks to my truck. So guys, I made this thing last week. First time camping in it. It's 7 pieces of square tubing and it goes together with one of these pins. Well, each section goes together with one of these pins. It's got preset hooks welded right into it, where we can just hook our carabiners for our hammock right in. I run a ridge line that's already got my preset prusik knots on there, prusik loop knots, and that's just simply to raise my bug net up to it. So right about in here, I put what's called a trucker's knot. You just bring a loop up through like that. So I can wrap my line cordage, and then I want to be able to come through this and pull. It's called a trucker's knot because it kind of replaces like the ratchet strap, where you can really crank down on this thing and then tie it off. Look at this. So then I have my prusik knots. When you pull on them, they won't slip. And that's what I hook my little clips in for my bug net. You can slide them easy with your hand, but the way they're designed, when you go to pull, they're tight. So where are we? We are in Paynes Prairie State Park. I'm actually in an RV site, so I've got running water and electric. There's some RVers, maybe a few tent campers around me. You can hear that little drill going in the background. That's probably somebody putting down their RV jacks. So these kind of sites have their pros and cons. But for the first time in this thing, and it's still hot here in Florida, y'all. It's muggy, so we got the ability to plug in a fan if we want, but yet we can still enjoy us a nice hammock camping trip. So here's where these prusik knots come in. I can put them in there and then adjust them. Raises this bug net up off of me when I'm laying in my hammock. These are on stretchy cords. By the way, guys, this is the DD Frontline hammock. If you haven't seen any of my videos, that's what I run. Works real well for me. This is one of my favorite parts about the whole thing, guys. Like, this can be used, this tarp thing can be used even without the hammock, because it sticks out over the tailgate. So if you're ever just wanting to cook out on the tailgate, spend a few hours in the woods, set up a chair behind it. This totally works. Check this out, guys. Now this is camping. Oh man, I tell you what, I could lay here and listen to some raindrops. Woo-wee. Once I zip this up, the bugs can't get me. The rain can't get me. Good stuff, guys. All right, guys, I got the electricity plugged in. Hopefully y'all can hear me okay over that fan. Got me a little table here. This is the one Ricky got me for Christmas. I'll set that up. Put some stuff on it. The rain can't decide if it's gonna come or not. All right. I think I'm gonna ride my bike around a little bit, see what's going on in this park, and keep an eye on the weather, and then come back and we're gonna make a fire and grill some steaks, or grill a steak. It's just me, I say we, but I got me a T-bone steak, and I got some potatoes. So we're gonna do the potatoes on the stove in the pan, and we're gonna do the steak over the fire. Now the backup plan, if it's raining, is I can do the steak in a pan as well. I got some mushrooms and onions to go along with it, so I can bring that up in here and do that on the tailgate, you know, if we need to. But otherwise, the plan is put that puppy over some flames and have me a nice steak and some potatoes for dinner. All right, we're on a little bit of a ride, guys. Well, this is pretty cool. Little fishing pier here. Right behind us is a trail that connects that way, but that can take you down to another trail that I guess connects over to the observation tower and visitor center, which is supposed to be pretty neat. But I'm gonna drop a snapshot of what I just saw the weather, and that big glob is coming our way. So that big glob of weather is moving from west to east. It's coming off of the storm that went into Hurricane Francine that went into Louisiana. So I don't think I have much time out here, guys. I need to get back and get under that tarp. But first, let's try to find this tower. Guys, there's deer right up here. There was 2 of them, but they saw enough of me to know it was time for them to move on. Must be some private property. Fence line there. Check this out, guys. It's like an old homestead or something out. It used to be out here. I don't know who W.P. Murphy is, but there's a structure over there. And then check this out. The old fireplace. It's like this used to be the foundation of the home or building, whatever it was. There's some scrap metal, like maybe metal roofing or something. We're just out here on this trail and I ran across this. Pretty cool. And the visitor center is closed. Let's go find the tower. The rain is coming, but let's at least walk up this thing and see if we see any buffalo or horses or any wildlife, and then we got to book it back. Let's go. It does look like some animals right out there. Oh, and actually there's some more animals right over there. Let me get the zoom lens and see if I can see closer. It's pretty tall. Check it out. There's my bike. And as I said, it's starting to rain. I can hear it on the roof. Look at this. A little rocking bench. So this is what I'm trying to look at, guys. Right out there. Those are horses. I could, if it wasn't raining, I could. They do allow you to get on here and go around. You can see the trail over there going that way around those trees. I could get out there and ride for a good bit, but that weather is coming. There's some more horses right out there. Hear that rain though? All right, let's get out of here. Here's what's coming our way. Oh boy. Let's roll. Put the good camera away, guys. I think we're gonna get wet. We got some rain coming.
Good. It'll feel good.
He says it'll feel good. I want to be at camp when it happens. And I'm not 100% sure which way's back. We're still on a sidewalk. I think the parking lot's up here. And then we got about 1.5 miles. Yep, here's the parking lot. Home sweet home, guys. All right, guys, check this out. Check out this setup. Man, I had to hurry up and just threw what a mess of a tarp that is back there. This is nice. I got a little bit of vulnerability going in through that way, blowing in, but my hammock is up there pretty high and dry. So it'd have to really blow in to get that. So I'm just kind of showing you because I think the rain is definitely coming. This was just a kind of in my get home bag tarp. I just grabbed it out and just started. I'm in a state park. I can't really make tent stakes. So you can kind of see, tied it up that way, hurried up and just did what I needed to do. Still got my fan going. My bike can get wet. There's some water in the stove and that stuff can get wet. Everything's good there. I even got my firewood up underneath. The lantern can get wet. And this is what it looks like from out here. So I think I'm gonna look at radar again. I'm gonna grab myself a beverage and I'm gonna get over there in that chair. Here's there's some other tent campers there. But there's an RV. An RV pulled out of this site earlier. There's regular restrooms. It's a typical state park. Those people pulled in today. Another unit pulled out earlier. And so time to get under the roof and see what we can see. All right, guys, the rain is here. I'm just putzing a little bit. I don't know what the extreme of the rain is going to be, so I'm getting ready. I'm making sure I get things that are, you know, like this other camera gear, making sure that I have a handy waterproof bag that I can quickly, actually I'm just going to set it in there. I won't seal it just yet, but I can put it in here, and even if it does start to blow in, then at least this is in a good waterproof bag. I think I'm in good shape. I think I need to mosey around and get that beverage we talked about, and I'm looking at radar once more. I'll show you this if it's, oh yeah, check this out, guys. I don't know if you can see that. You see the future bar at the bottom, so it's telling you like it's getting ready to get at now. Right, that's where we are now, where that blue dot, and then there's it's going to be in a few minutes. It's even got some red in it. So I've got you guys out on the action camera, and I built this umbrella thing. I'll have to put a picture and show you, but I built this umbrella to hook to the tripod, and then there's a weight on it to try to keep it from tipping. But you guys are under umbrella, actually beyond the edge of the tarp. You can probably see the top of the umbrella, and you guys are looking in this way. This is camping. Cheers, guys. I don't know if this is going to do much good, but if it does, we got it set up in the nick of time. It's got to do some. If it starts blowing in from this way, I'm going to get wet. There's some good tree coverage here that's going to help, but I'm going to get wet. I'm going to have to like hop up here. If it blows this way, I'm good. And then if it blows one of these ways, unless it's like really blowing sideways, which I don't think it can with all these trees around, I think I just need to favor one side or the other. Sweet Baby Ray's original beef jerky. Well, guys, we waited and we waited, and it's just going to keep raining. I mean, we looked at radar. Our firewood is all high and dry. Yes, our firewood is high and dry down there. And if we can start a fire later, probably just to relax out there and for ambiance purposes, we will. But we're certainly not going to be able to cook over it. It's 10 minutes to 7, and I'm still kind of sitting here waiting for this rain to stop. And looking at radar, it's not going to be anytime soon. So I made the decision we're going to cook right here on the back of the tailgate. I got some potatoes to cut up, some mushrooms and onions to cut up, and a steak to cook. I got a pan to do it all in, and a stove to do it on, and so far we're high and dry. All right, guys, I'm going to do the best I can with the lighting. Got my Opinel knife. I've got some lights around. It's I don't think it's supposed to technically get dark for a while. I guess because of the overcast, it's just getting dark earlier, or seeming to get dark earlier. I'm going to cut these potatoes up nice and thin because I need them to cook at a fairly reasonable pace because we're already behind schedule. See, there's the paint still on my hand from painting up this hammock stand thing. But this is cool, huh? We're sitting here in the rain, hanging out, making some dinner. Yeah, man. That's tough to beat. All right, I'm gonna try to get those going while I cut up the mushroom and onion. All right, so that's gonna start going there. Get them taters frying. That's way too many potatoes. I don't know why I did that much, but there should be enough onion, I think. I'll do a little bit more. Okay, I had to bring out the other pan. I'll just have to clean 2 of them. I'm not gonna get everything done. All right, I can get some onions going in that. I'm gonna give those a little head start. And then I think I'm gonna get these potatoes off. What do you think? Oh, I vacuum sealed the steak in its packaging just to keep it cooler. The knife might need sharpened. Just to keep it a little more cooler friendly. The last thing I wanted was that meat juice in my cooler. I don't know why I talk like that. I start sentences and then I just stop and finish them like 30 seconds later. Drives my wife nuts, but sorry. Let's get this guy going. Montreal steak. This ain't a bad deal, guys. I'm sitting here bone dry. I've got some mushrooms going. I've got some onions going. I wish I could invite you guys over. We need to do a cookout together sometime, or a camp out. I'm loving this though. I am loving this. I just love something about when it's raining and I'm not getting wet. It's just, maybe everybody's like that. I don't know. Let me know if you are in the comments or not. But when you're defeating it with something as thin as a tarp or a piece of glass, if you're in the car driving in the rain, you know, I like that too. But man, I tell you what, I really appreciate you guys watching. Cheers. All right, I think it's time to combine the mushrooms and the onions and then get the steak going. And I'm gonna put that Montreal down. All right, guys, all I know is I'm getting ready to eat like a king out here on Site 34 in Payne's Prairie Preserve State Park. Look at this T-bone. I mean, I got some fat I gotta cut off, but I got me a T-bone steak. The rain's also letting up too, guys, so we might be able to get us a fire going. But look at that. Oh my gosh. Let me turn my headlamp on a little bit here so y'all can see that. Get that little bit of fat off. Oh yeah. There's some mushrooms and onions in there. Couple potatoes. Guys, this is incredible. Made sure I took time to say my prayers, thanking God for just an amazing opportunity to be out here, hanging out with you guys, spending some time in the great outdoors, eating a meal I don't deserve. It's just, I'm just very grateful, guys. And I'm so thankful you guys are along for the ride. Tell you what, this is the messy part, so I'm gonna Turn this off for a second. I'm gonna enjoy this meal, and I'll circle back with you guys here in a little bit and let you know, are we gonna be able to get a fire going. I think most of the stuff you hear hitting the tarp right now is just water from the trees. I'll look at the radar and we'll make that decision here in a little bit. Got a bunch of dry firewood, but let me get this steak down, or at least as much as I'm gonna eat of it, and we'll be in touch shortly. All right, well, dinner was fantastic. The thermocell did me good, but I gotta put me another one of those blue pads in there. I gotta run my trash up. I got a bag of trash from dinner. I already got my dishes done. And I think we're gonna try to start a fire, at least for a little bit. All right, guys, we made it to our fire. I know you can't see me, or barely, but really great evening. Of course, one of the objectives of this trip was to test out my hammock stand, and as far as it goes with the tarp and all that around it, fantastic. We'll see how it does overnight. And with that, y'all have a great night. We'll see you in the morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning. We made it, guys. We made it. Everything's standing. Let me get my hat. It's a beautiful day, guys. It's a wet day. It did rain overnight. This thing's soaked, but I stayed dry. It didn't rain heavy. We're camping, y'all. Hammock camping in the back of my truck. Still some skeeters out, as if that was no surprise, or was a surprise, whatever the saying is there. In other words, I ain't surprised. They're not like they were on that video where we camped at Fort DeSoto. They ain't that bad. But I didn't need to squirt it all the way in my ear either, I don't think. So they are calling for more rain today, but it's not raining at the moment, and I'm gonna try to get me some scrambled eggs going. Hopefully you guys have already eaten, because I only brought 3. If you haven't, I'll give you my 3. Just come on by site 34. I got you. Oh, I also brought a little luxury item. Y'all know, oh, don't let me drop my eggs. Y'all know I like my avocado toast in the morning. I even brought a toaster, y'all. Hey, if the park's got electric, they got electric. Now we just gotta hope it doesn't start raining after I've done all this setup out here. Sometimes I mix them ahead of time, and sometimes I don't. Let me know in the comments if you guys mix your eggs when you're going to scramble them. Do you mix them in advance? What setting we want? I don't use this toaster very much. Let's go with 3. What do you think? We'll know in a minute, won't we? Farm fresh eggs too, by the way, guys, from our chicken coop at home. Cheers. Almost coffee season, y'all. It's almost coffee season. Once it gets in the 60s and we're camping outside, coffee'd actually be pretty good today, I'll be honest. Being damp, and coffee'd be pretty good. I now eat an avocado, half of an avocado, almost every day of my life. I've come to like it so much. It's a good source of fat for you. Lord, I thank you for this meal. I thank you for this amazing opportunity to just be out here in the woods, be out here in your nature, Lord. Thank you for the hammock setup. Thank you just for an amazing weekend of weather and wildlife, and just being together with these guys on camera. It's been a blessing. I pray this in Jesus' name. Amen. Simple but good. It looks like it's shaping up to be a good day, but the forecast isn't saying the same thing. So when I pack up from here, I'm heading up to my camp in Bell, which is about an hour away, and that won't be, part of the video. That's just we're hanging out there for the weekend, and the weather's supposed to be worse there, and there we'll be staying in a camper. All right, guys, let's get this place cleaned up. Here's the pillow I was using last night. It's the one I just pretty much put with my hammock. Anytime I'm going hammock camping, I bring this little inflatable. So I'm really pleased with this hammock stand, guys. Super excited about it. If any of y'all are in the Tampa area or want to come to the Tampa area, I'd be happy to help you, show you what materials we need, and go pick them up together, and build you one of these. I'm not going to charge you for it. I mean, I'll help you go get the materials. You obviously got to pay for the materials, and but I'm not going to charge you like labor to weld it and design it and cut it and do all that. Just a few supplies and the materials. Be happy to help you. Let me know in the comments if you're interested. As I built this thing, I looked at it and laid in it in my driveway, my yard, and different places, and tried to see where some of the vulnerable points were, like where it could bow or weaken, and as I identified those, I would just add another piece of steel and reinforce it. All right, guys, that's the setup. There it is in the back of my truck. That piece sticking up over here. This one I technically could take off, but I just leave it hooked to that square tubing. And you got 7 pieces. I always make sure, go back through and make sure I got my 7 pieces, 7 sticks. Lays back in the back of my truck. These are a little bit longer because I wanted my height and my length. So those ended up on a 5.5 foot bed. Those have to lay diagonal. The rest of them lay straight in there, but it still goes in there with the tailgate closed. Super happy with it. Super happy with it. And that's going to do it for this episode, guys. Please consider subscribing so you're in tune to future updates and our upcoming adventures. Until next time, may God bless you.